It all starts Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Snow showers will continue through the balance of tonight and into tomorrow morning. Could get a couple of inches out of that. More weather details coming up at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Trump says progress towards ending the Russia-Ukraine war is being made following a phone call he had with Putin today. We'll have the latest. Plus, the Delta Conservation District reaches a settlement agreement in a lawsuit brought forth by their previous CEO. We'll have the details on that. And southern Michigan is seeing an increase in bird flu cases. We'll go over what we know so far. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Forecast from Marquette as we head on through Thursday. Light snow in the morning may accumulate perhaps another half inch or so before some sun comes out at times for the afternoon. Temperatures will be into the teens overall. Once again, with that good northwesterly wind, it's going to be a cold one out there. And temperatures teens throughout the region with mainly morning snow showers and then some sun for midday and into the afternoon. The rest of the forecasts coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. President Trump said many times on the campaign trail he could end the war in Ukraine in one day. He spent a good part of Wednesday working on just that, and the Trump administration cleared a legal hurdle in its efforts to reduce the federal workforce. Erica Brown reports from Washington.
President Trump says he has directed members of his national security team to immediately begin negotiations aimed at ending Russia's war with Ukraine. Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin had a lengthy phone call Wednesday, less than 2 weeks before the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed.
President Trump says he expects to meet with Putin soon, likely in Saudi Arabia. The president said negotiations to end the war will begin with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff taking the lead ahead of face-to-face meetings with Putin. In the Oval Office Wednesday, President Trump also reiterated his plans to dismantle the Department of Education.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
Protesters rallied against shutting the department down and pushed back against Trump's pick for Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
And I know that her sole goal is to reign over the destruction of the department and gut public education.
In a win for President Trump, a federal judge in Boston allowed his administration to move forward with its federal worker buyout program as the Department of Government Efficiency moves to revamp and shrink the size of the federal government. The Trump administration says it is pleased by the decision that lets the effort spearheaded by billionaire Elon Musk proceed for now.
The White House says tens of thousands of workers have taken the government up on its buyout offer. The U.S. Justice Department announced lawsuits against New York State, accusing officials of failing to enforce immigration law. Nicole Skenga has more from Washington as well.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, in her first press conference, announced plans to sue the state of New York over what she calls failures to enforce immigration law. The lawsuit calls out New York Governor Kathy Hochul, Attorney General Letitia James, and the state's head of their DMV, Mark Schroeder. The legal argument here appears to take aim at a green light law that allows people who are living in the country illegally to obtain driver's licenses in New York. According to Bondi, she also told reporters that the law limits New York's ability to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement as they carry out their raids across the state.
New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today.
This is just the latest move by the Department of Justice to back the Trump administration's immigration enforcement mission and agenda. And while the Department of Justice has yet to release a copy of the lawsuit, it comes just 1 week after the Attorney General sued Chicago and the state of Illinois over immigration enforcement, what they call unconstitutional sanctuary city laws. Bondi called this strike two, and in an ominous warning to other states, said if you're not complying with federal law, quote, you're next.
There's just over a week until Michigan's new minimum wage law kicks in, and servers are pushing for change. Friday, February 21st, Michigan's minimum wage will climb to $12.48 an hour, and adjusted wages will jump from 38 to 48%. The changes have been unpopular in the restaurant industry, prompting lawmakers to put together a quick solution before changes kick in. While some servers believe tipped wages should be left in the past, others worry it will lead to pay cuts and could be detrimental for the service industry.
And the impact of that controversial decision-making has pitted employer against employee, worker against worker, and Michigander against Michigander. Today, we have to rise above that.
Mr. Chairman and members of
the House and Senate have each introduced their own solutions and need to decide which plan to move to the governor's desk. Tonight, the Delta Conservation District Board voted to settle a lawsuit filed by its former CEO. Last April, Rory Mattson sued the district over a breach of contract, asking for $125,000 plus attorney fees. He cited a $50,000 bonus approved by the previous board and claimed he had a $75,000 balance in a district liability account. The district's insurance will cover part of the $90,000 settlement agreement, leaving the district to pay $51,000.
There's a mutual release that if Rory was to file any more lawsuits against us, he would have to return the $90,000.
As part of the settlement, Mattson will purchase the dump trailer he bought jointly with the district and the county in 2016. Mattson took the Conservation District to small claims court over the trailer in October, but the judge dismissed the case due to a lack of jurisdiction. The spread of bird flu continues across lower Michigan. So far this year, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources discovered more than 300 dead wild birds in 5 different counties, all suspected to be positive for influenza. And that includes samples from the Allegan State Game area. Mackenzie Decker spoke with the MDNR today and has more on the current spread.
I wouldn't call this normal. In fact, at that specific location, this is the first occurrence we've had of a mortality event like this in Canada geese.
So far this year, Michigan's Department of Natural Resources collecting 77 Canada geese and 1 mallard duck from the Fenville Farm Unit in the Allegan State Game area. Preliminary results indicating bird flu is suspected.
Some of the reason we're seeing that, I think right now, is just because of the cold weather causing the birds to congregate in areas where there's open water, and similar to people, you get a lot of animals in a small location and disease will spread more easily.
Mark Mills, regional manager for the wildlife division of the MDNR, says the spread isn't normal for the area, though he's not concerned. He says 77 deaths of the nearly 6,000 Canada geese here is a relatively low mortality rate. However, they are keeping a close eye on it.
We have very limited control over spread and our ability to impact where it goes and what it does. So we do tend to stay in monitoring phases.
The DNR says the risk of bird flu infecting people is low, but still can happen. Mills says if you find a dead bird, leave it alone. The virus will die off as the animal decomposes.
There's no need to have contact with that carcass if it can be avoided.
If you do need to remove a bird, Mills reminds people to use personal protection equipment like rubber gloves and a face mask.
We always advise the public to be cautious anytime they're trying to handle a carcass of a wildlife species. If it can be left alone, that's great. You should do so. If it can't, follow those precautions.
Tom DeVecchio has your first morning weather forecast when we return. Plus, more from business owners on how the UP 200 is affecting their bottom line. And officials in Miami Beach are warning spring breakers from visiting this year due to past crime. We'll have that and more when we come back.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture. The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath and Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need. It's never been easier or more affordable than right now to get the bathroom of your dreams. We have the best monthly programs in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no payments, no interest for 18 months with approved credit. The hardest part of your new bathroom is gutting and building the tub and shower. If your bathing area is old, there could be damage behind the walls and possible mold and mildew, which can be a serious safety issue. At BCI, we don't cover a problem, we fix it. Call now to get a never clean glass treated door with a no-track system at half off for the first 50 callers. Factory trained, certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. Call 800-304-6841, 800-304-6841.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget,
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Checking out the headlines for Marquette. We have some snow around for tonight and through the night and lingering into Thursday morning. A couple of inches possible on the ground for many of you by the morning now, early morning hours, daybreak here. And the temperatures out there just staying cold for the most part. In fact, they'll even get colder by the time we get toward the end of the weekend and into the early part of next week. So for the kids, make sure they got the snowshoes on. We do have some snow around the region. It'll probably be snowing, at least lightly. Temperatures, though, will be in the low teens. Just a few flurries when the kids go home in the afternoon. Cold wind, the winds will be picking up, so while temperatures stay in the mid-teens, the wind chills will be down closer to 0. So just another very cold day for the Marquette region. But we're hopeful maybe we'll see a little sunshine when the kids come home in the afternoon. Northwest winds picking up for Thursday, as you can see. Pretty brisk flow, particularly along the northern shores and the shorelines of Lake Superior, including Marquette itself here. They will gradually shift toward the south. Any limited lake effect will be moving out over the lake Thursday night and into Friday. So the snow winding down for the balance of tonight, but we'll still get some snow showers tomorrow in the morning, particularly east of Marquette and in those traditional lake effect areas. Those will start to give way to some sunshine by Thursday afternoon. Still on the cold side. Looks clear, very cold again for Thursday night before the clouds come back in as we head toward Friday. So snowfall amounts into the early morning hours by daybreak on Thursday. Total accumulations could be over 2 inches for the eastern half of the Upper Peninsula. Mackinac City could have about 4 or 5. Marquette maybe around 2 and close to the 1 inch. Over in the western shores of Lake Superior. You're the farthest away from that low that's going to be moving up through the lower peninsula of Michigan, where a place like Detroit could get up to 5 or 6 inches of snow out of that, by the way. For tonight then, single digits toward the Wisconsin border, mid-teens elsewhere, snow showers that will continue to a lesser extent early mid-morning tomorrow and then gradually taper off. We'll have some sun breaking out during the afternoon, but those northwesterly winds will still be on the cold side. Farther down the road, Valentine's Day, which of course is Friday, upper teens, some flurries, not too bad. Make sure your Valentine is warm there and keep that person warm, because by Sunday we're dropping down into the teens. And for Washington's birthday, if you have the day off, just stay indoors, stay warm. Temperatures single digits below zero at night, and a slow rebound into the middle of next week.
Tom, thank you. The UP 200 is one of the premier events for the entire calendar year in the UP. Its return to the streets of Marquette is good for business as well. Our John Truitt has this report on the economic impact of the race.
Anytime an event brings thousands of people together downtown, it's quite the economic opportunity. Local merchants are hopeful that the return of competition means the return of revenue. Marquette DDA Promotions Director Michael Bradford agrees.
It has the largest footprint. It sends people right through the heart of downtown. And because the way that it's structured, it allows a lot of collaboration and participation from the businesses.
Even though the Festival of the Sled Dog was an adequate substitute, it didn't match the excitement or the prestige of the UP 200. The race comes at a time of year that's often slow for businesses.
This basically keeps them alive. It's a shot in the arm, getting them to the summer season where you start to see those outside dollars come into this community.
This will be the first time the social district will be in effect on race day. Bradford reminds everyone of the rules.
Is when 6 o'clock strikes, do not go onto the trail, and especially with your drink, and do not bring your dogs down to downtown during this event.
Shane Baker, a longtime chef at Donkers, says the UP 200 usually brings in the crowds.
It's big because it gets a lot of people in a very centralized location here in Marquette, and it's amazing to me how many people I do talk to still to this day after being here for so long that sometimes don't know of some businesses that are down here.
CEO of Travel Marquette, Susan Essler, is happy the race has returned.
I think everybody should just come on down, enjoy themselves, have a great time, go into the different businesses that are open, the different activities that are going on, and most of all, enjoy the dogs.
In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
For information on where to park for the UP 200, please visit our website, WZMQ19.com. It's that time again when warm weather hotspots are preparing for crowds of spring break tourists. But this year, one of the most famous winter destinations is telling parties to stay away. Miami Beach has announced a series of measures to stop the violence that has broken out there in the past. Manuel Bajorquez reports from Miami Beach.
How you guys doing? What's going on?
You're drinking in public. That's not allowed.
In a video called Reality Check, the city of Miami Beach shows actors finding out the new spring break rules may spoil their trip.
Worst spring break ever.
It's not every day you see a tourist destination urging some visitors to stay away.
The city of Miami Beach is currently under a state of emergency.
But given the violence that has erupted on the streets in years past, including shootings and unruly crowds, Mayor Stephen Miner says it's necessary.
Are you telling people you can't have fun here anymore?
No, Miami Beach is a city of fun. We have great beaches, we have great hotels, we have great restaurants. We want you to have fun, but you got to play by the rules.
In a news conference, the city announced new measures which include DUI and security checkpoints, license plate readers, $100 parking for some public lots, and a possible midnight curfew during some busy nights in February and March.
We didn't only break up a spring break, we divorced them, we got a restraining order against them.
Miami Beach police say similar measures last year, the first time they were implemented, led to a drastic drop in disorderly intoxication arrests, down 82%. Drug offenses were down 21% from the year before. But some hotspots along South Beach, like the famous Mango's Tropical Cafe, say the measures hurt businesses and their employees.
It's devastating to business, devastating. All of our employees that are working hard, you have a whole month that they used to do great that now they're doing terrible.
Joshua Wallach agrees something had to be done to quell the disorder, but says it's time to bring back new lawful events to make up the shortfall.
We're on pause now. You can't live on pause. We have to move forward.
Some other measures that may surely get noticed: the city reserves the right to shut down a popular stretch of beach at 6 p.m. if necessary, and also to restrict outdoor sidewalk seating at restaurants along this iconic strip.
Still to come on your 19 News, we'll tell you more about a global day for bird watchers and how a UP conservation district is taking part. We'll be right back.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the best-selling RAV4.
When it comes to SUVs, more people count on RAV4.
Year after year, with plenty of room for all your stuff.
Now, during Toyota Truck and all-wheel drive season, get 4.99 APR financing on an adventurous new RAV4.
Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $339 a month, with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
A progressive jackpot that grows with every play. That's what makes Fast Cash so thrilling. The jackpot keeps building and building until jackpot. Fast Cash, only from the Michigan Lottery.
Did you know taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable raccoon? Attack.
Bark!
Attack! It's not easy taking out the trash. That's why you need strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This Is Home Community Calendar.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows or the final votes have been cast? Will you start a career in the broadcasting industry? Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Nature enthusiasts everywhere are gearing up for an international birdwatching event this weekend. Our own Lily Simmons shows us how one conservation district is participating in Manistee.
We don't see those very often. That's exciting.
February 14th through 17th, birdwatchers of the world will look to the trees and the sky for the 2025 Great Backyard Bird Count.
It's something as simple as you can do it yourself in your own backyard. You only have to watch birds for 15 minutes, so it's pretty short. If you go on birdcount.org, you can log your birds, and then your information will go in with everybody else's all across the globe.
The public is invited to join the Schoolcraft Conservation District's count along the trails at the Environmental Education Lab this Friday at 2 o'clock.
We're going to be doing a guided hike, helping people look for birds and teaching people how to ID them. I think especially if you're just learning how to identify birds, winter can be a really great time to look for them, because if you look around, there's no leaves on the trees, so it's a lot easier to see the birds sometimes.
It may surprise you just how many birds you can spot in a short period of time. In only a few minutes this morning, we found a woodpecker and several pine grosbeaks.
Here, there's a lot of variety, which I think is really nice. We get downy woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, pileated, even red-bellied. Sometimes we'll get crossbills in the winter, snowy owls. People in Delta and Schoolcraft counties have been seeing a northern shrike a couple times this year, which is pretty exciting.
The Great Backyard Bird Count provides updated information on bird populations and their patterns, and gets participants back in touch with nature.
It's a good way to encourage people to get outdoors in the winter months or any time of the year and connect with the world around them. I think that's something we all need to do a little bit more. That's what I like so much about bird watching.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Manistee.
The Westminster Dog Show has a new champion. A giant schnauzer took home the top spot last night, giving a dog from the working group its first victory in Westminster since 2004. Jared Hill has a look behind the scenes.
Giant schnauzer. Oh,
A stately giant schnauzer named Monty took top prize at the 2025 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. The 5-year-old besting 6 others, including a super symmetrical Bichon and this honey-colored whippet named Bourbon. The road to Westminster begins long before any primping backstage.
When they're a couple weeks old, you kind of start to see like the ones that really stand out.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, now in its 149th year, brings together more than 2,500 dogs from over 200 breeds, like this big guy.
This is Bodacious.
Bodacious is a good name. The 3-year-old short-hair St. Bernard won Best in Breed.
He's still maturing, so.
So he's gonna get bigger.
Yeah, he's gonna get bigger.
It's not only about the size,
Isn't he gorgeous?
but it is often about the hair.
We spend a lot of time teasing. You know, it's cute little ladies, so we get a lot of teasing in there.
Ever wonder how an Irish setter keeps a coat this silky? It depends on location.
You go to the desert, it's way more dry, and you need to use different kind of conditioners and supplements.
And this parade of pooches, they're not just show dogs. Champions are also household pets. Some do therapy work, others even saving lives as search and rescue canines.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the second longest continuously running sporting event in the United States, behind only the Kentucky Derby. Super Bowl champion and MVP Jalen Hurts is still celebrating. On Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback put on an amazing performance against the Chiefs to win his first title. Hurts warmed up with co-host Nate Burleson on CBS Mornings and then talked about the biggest win of his life.
Hey, stick around. It's a huge blessing, you know, and I know that, you know, without a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of time, you don't get here. And then without the village around you, you know, and everyone that's been able to impact not just myself, but the rest of my teammates along their journeys, you know, their personal career, to be able to share this moment as a team, and it's special.
The celebration continues for Hurts and the Eagles on Friday when the city of Philadelphia holds a parade in their honor. Another star is added to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and CBS reality stars faced off tonight. Christiane Benavides has your entertainment headlines.
It's your new Porsche!
A supercharged jackpot is up for grabs on tonight's episode of The Price is Right at Night on CBS. The game Half Off is played for $100,000, while the popular game Switcheroo gives a lucky contestant a chance to win a Porsche worth over $83,000.
Yes, let's go!
That's followed by an all-new episode of Raid the Cage, featuring CBS reality stars from The Amazing Race and Survivor.
3, 2, 1.
Paddington Bear gets his first passport in the new movie, Paddington in Peru.
The Browns are coming to Peru! Get ready, everyone!
Paddington and his adoptive family embark on an unexpected journey through the Amazon rainforest in the film to track down Paddington's dear Aunt Lucy. Actress Emily Mortimer joins the franchise alongside returning star Hugh Bonneville.
In this one, the Browns go to Peru and they're the fish out of water.
When they go off on this journey, it's sort of a journey back, hopefully, towards that sensation of being a proper family unit.
Paddington in Peru opens in theaters Friday, Valentine's Day. And Kendrick Lamar and SZA are taking their act abroad following the Super Bowl. The pair added stops in the UK, France, Spain, and Italy for the European leg of their Grand National Tour, kicking off July 2nd. Tickets for the international dates go on pre-sale beginning today.
Coming up next, Tom DeVecchio gives us an idea of what our morning commutes will look like tomorrow with a final look at weather. We'll be right back.
"19 News" is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Tonight,
Who's with me? Come on!
Colbert's got Drew Barrymore, and from Ghosts, Brendan Scott Jones. CBS tonight.
It's quiet and peaceful here in downtown Marquette for now, but that is about to change.
Get ready, UP. The countdown is on for one of the biggest winter events of the year, the UP 200 Dog Sled Race. And only 19 News will give you the best coverage. 19 News will bring you live reports, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes looks at the teams preparing to conquer the cold. 19 News, your home for the UP 200. Brought to you by the Window Store and True North Federal Credit Union. WZMQ 19 seeks a talented and dynamic multimedia account executive who thrives in a fast-paced working environment. Passionate, motivated, goal-oriented individuals should apply. Responsibilities include identifying the needs of local businesses, developing strong relationships, selling advertising on our TV, digital, and CTV platforms. Email your resume and cover letter to advertising@WZMQ19.com today.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Top 10 miracle finishes, top 10 comebacks, the 10 greatest women in sports. Want to see who's number one? Watch all the way to the end of the show. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, counting down the top 10 of everything in sports. Only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Who'll be there when amazing rises up or need for a warning comes falling down? Will you start a career in the broadcasting industry? Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
Futurecast, as we head on through the balance of the night, the snow gradually moving out of the east and a little bit of lake effect or maybe some leftover snow as well. East of Marquette going into Sault Ste. Marie. Limited lake effect off of Lake Superior here in between Houghton and Ironwood. Generally speaking, we'll get more clearing as we head on toward tomorrow afternoon. Still very cold conditions. We'll keep the clear skies Thursday night, and then Friday, next weather system will bring some clouds. Not a lot of snow, though, in the grand scheme of things. So highs for tomorrow in the mid-teens with the snow giving way to some sunshine. And as we head on toward Valentine's Day, which is, of course, Friday, upper teens could start out below zero with those clear skies, pre-dawn on Friday. Mid-20s on Saturday, light snow, then back into the teens for Sunday and into the single digits and bitter cold for the beginning of next week. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks once again. And finally tonight, one more canine story for you. A runaway dog has been rescued for a third time in New Orleans after pulling off 2 previous escapes. This video from October shows Scrim, a terrier mix, leaping 13 feet from a second-floor window and running away from his temporary home. The citywide search for the furry fugitive lasted for months, with numerous sightings posted to social media. On Tuesday, a member of a nonprofit animal group called Trap Dat Cat finally caught up with the dog named Scrim.
He has survived hurricanes, blizzards, fireworks, streetcars, cars being chased, and he's some special dog.
Scrim has since been dewormed, bathed, and fitted with a GPS collar. He's already lined up with a forever home with plenty of outdoor space. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6/5 Central.
Instant games from the Michigan Lottery. With dozens of games to choose from and millions of dollars in prizes, it's instant fun for everyone. And try our newest exciting games with $195 million in prizes.